This is me and my motorcycle. And this is Thomas and his motorcycle. We have decided to go on a road trip this spring. His Yamaha Tenere is in excellent condition. My old Cagiva, not so much. I have a long list of things I need to do. Can I manage to get it fixed in time to the trip?
Under seat rear shock cover repair place. I have updated my task list, my to-do list. And I can now see I have actually 7 tasks done. That's good, really good. 4 tasks in progress. And I also decided the 3 next tasks to work on. So that's a great progress. Except I'm still having 36 tasks that I need to do. So yeah, that's exactly the same as when I started. So these 7 tasks I made is just new tasks that has occurred during the project. But I think maybe what I've done is a bit bigger jobs than the what's remaining. So hopefully I am a bit closer. For instance, the last job I just checked out was to rebuild this cover. This damaged plastic under seat cover will be replaced with an improved model in aluminium. My welding is getting better. Also, I have added some heat protective mat here, which the original one did not have. Yeah, this seems to have melted because of the heat from the exhaust. Quite a bit of a dangerous solution, I would think. And I also had to rework this exhaust that I built in the first episode. It was touching a bit, came into conflict with the shield, so I had to make it a bit smaller here. And as you can see here, I also added a heat shield on the inner side, which will be facing the wheel. Because I might actually have to redo this one. Because, thank you Gunman, one of the comments, very important comment, aluminium has a melting point 660 degree. The exhaust of a motorcycle can be up to 700 degree, at least a high performance bike. And even though I really wish this was a high performance bike, maybe it is, it's probably not. It has the engine is 50 kilowatts, 68 horsepower. So yeah, maybe aluminium muffler here is good enough. Maybe the exhaust at this point is no more than 660 degree, but I'm afraid maybe I need to redo it, and maybe I should have built it in stainless steel, which can withhold 1200 degree. Another property with the aluminium is, and it could be a good property, but in this circumstance it's a bad property, is very heat conductive. It transports the heat, spreads it out very quickly. That means this box will be several hundred degrees hot, and it will spread the heat out from it. And you can see here, pretty close to plastic here. And on this side it will be a plastic cover, the side cover, and the wheel on the inside. So this will radiate a lot of heat. But I'll test it out. Let's take a chance. I will follow this closely to see how this works. Maybe it will deform, melt, totally doesn't work, and I need to redo it. But just in case it's no problem, I'll try it out. So now I have a heat shield here on the inner part. I have this heat shield on the outer part. And then I have my new cover, which will go in between here, which also has this heat shield. So maybe this can work out. Maybe, hoping. Design-wise, I'm not sure if this heat shield will win any awards, but I hope it will work out as I wanted to. It's a bit of a technique to put it on here. Quite tight fit. In addition to this being a cover for protecting against dirt, it's also holding the shelf that is holding the battery and the airbox. It's so much fun, you know, to put on freshly painted parts, new bolts. That is just great. Then I can tuck this heat shield mat up here. And another bonus is now I can also... This is not the original fender, so now this also works as a bracket to mount the rear fender. Previously it was a custom bracket here in addition to this broken cover. So now I have two pieces in one. Design-wise, I don't think this is an upgrade. Like the original one has these cool profiles and was perfectly fit to the bike. But functionality-wise, I think this is a great upgrade. Better heat resistance, better, less flammable, to say it like that. And especially now that I'm using my very heat-conductive exhaust muffler here. Yeah, I think it's definitely the best. You can see here, it's barely touching here to avoid this catch fire again. I think, I think this might work if this can cope with the heat. Next job then, and that is to replace the wheel bearings. I actually got them today from Cagiva parts, but I've already done some preparations. I made this specific tool specially designed to fit here, and it's just a bolt that I welded on here, and then I could break this loose. I had no chance. It was so stuck, you know. This is probably steel and cast aluminium or something, but I got this very handy trick. Thanks so much for all the tips and tricks, positive feedback. Just leave me comments whenever you have something to say. This saved me. I normally use heat to loosen stuff. It's not that good to use heat if there are plastics or something around. So these tricks was just to use a hammer. 1 to 2 minutes and just knock on it. Approximately like this. I did this for 2 minutes and it just came loose. It was like a miracle. I really didn't believe it's gonna work that good. So yeah, that was, thanks a lot. That trick did really work magic. And I could see here a lot of corrosion on this part. So yeah, galvanic corrosion it's called. So now hopefully I can knock this bearing out and put on new ones. And then comes the question how to get loose these bearings that have been here for 35 years. And what I know from other motorcycles is that inside here I will find a holster, or what to call it. I can knock this to the side, and then I can try to knock on this to press out the bearing on the other side. Okay, let me try this one. It's copper, and that's most likely not to damage. Yes. So I think I'll use this piece of aluminium and I try to just pry it out. This was in the middle. Better remember to put this the right way in. And then 2 very old and not very good bearings. I just think I'll use the old bearing to knock in the new one. So maybe a hydraulic press is on my wish list for next year, but this works as well. Maybe if I do like this. Yes! And that is how you do it, or at least that's how I did it. It feels smooth when I feel the bearing here now. Not as previously, it was crunchy. Now it's smooth and tight. But to be honest, this is the first time I ever replaced wheel bearings on a motorcycle. So if I did something wrong, please let me know. If not, let's say this is the way to do it. Then, let's see what I have received from Cagiva parts here. I think maybe this one is what I need here. This is one of the parts that's very rusty, and I have zinc plated them with my DIY zinc setup. But the parts don't really get shiny and smooth, so I'm just coating it now with a thin layer of oil on top of the zinc plating. It gets a bit of, it's some kind of polishing. It gets a bit more like a metal finish to it. And I hope it will even be a bit more rust resistant. Then one side of the wheel is done. The last thing on the wheel is this rubber thingy that goes in between of the wheel and the sprocket. I've already soaked this in silicone grease. Not sure if it really matters that much. Feels like the right thing to do. Maybe these rubber thingies will live a bit longer. I think the wheel is done, and can definitely check out this one, rear wheel bearings. That is excellent. I'm now down to 35 issues, I think, on my list. For the first time, I'm starting reducing the number of tasks to do. Wait a second. Okay. Yeah, I have set up a new task. Give me a sec. While I'm at it, and I have the wheel here, perhaps put on a new tire. As you can see, I have moved upstairs, and it's a reason for that. This tire change was not as easy as I hoped it would be. I got this great tire changing machine. Actually acquired it from Thomas because he upgraded to a newer type, different type. This machine is great and it should make this job very easy, but you see that it's a bit cold now. Downstairs it's about 10 degrees Celsius. Here upstairs I have set my oven to 30 degrees, so it's gonna be quite hot here in Fahrenheit. It's around 90 or something. At least with a hotter environment, the tire should be a bit softer and easier to work with. But this tire might be the original tire from when the bike was brand new. The marking on it says it's from either 87 or 97. And if the tire was from 87, it should work because the bike is from 89, 90. So this tire is maybe 37 years old, at least 27 years old. And that means it's rock hard and very difficult to squeeze together. To get this lip here over, to bend it over on one side, I need to compress the tire so it gets into this inner bead, or what it's called, at the fork here, at the rim, sorry, so it can like shift a bit towards me so I can get it over. But it's so hard. So I think it's hard in two senses. It's hard to do the job, and the tire rubber is hard. I'll use my heat gun, giving it a blast. It will probably be 40, 120 degrees Fahrenheit here before I can get this off. Better get to it. At least it smells like something is happening. It smells like a fresh rubber in here now. Oh, that's a difference. Wow, look at that! And now you can see the tire here. It has been dragged into the center of the rim. Alright, so now I should move it in this direction to get the tire off. Okay, I need to put in a stopper to avoid the wheel just turning like this. Oh, look at this. It's pretty hard, I have to say. Maybe I should heat it up more. Yeah, just have to say this machine is just great. Even with a 30 or 40-year-old tire, it managed to get it loose. Now it's getting really hot in here. Struggling a bit with getting out the tube. Inner tube. Getting there. I finally managed to remove the inner tube, and here it says the 7th of August 1996. So at least it's not from the 80s then. Maybe I should have replaced this tube as well then. It's 30 years old. Almost. Well, but I don't have a new tube, and maybe I need the practice on changing tires, so yeah, I think I'll try to reuse it, and then I will order a new one so I can maybe replace it later. It seems to be solid. What do I know? Well, maybe the worst part of the job is done. Now I'm supposed to do the same for the other side of the tire. I think I need to hold it there for a while. So this is not a video where I'm learning you how to do this. You will find better videos than this. Then the rim is washed on the inside here. Last time was probably 1997. Maybe it wasn't even washed then, so now it's pretty clean here on the inside. I also balanced it with the old tube, and I found that the heaviest point, like that rule of thumb there, the heaviest point is where the valve is, but it's often at the side of it, and here it was 1 inch, couple of inches to the side of the. And this is my new tire. It's Mitas E07 Plus. I've heard that is a decent tire. I want to try a bit off-roading, not too much, so this is a 50-50 tire. Should be decent. And this yellow dot is where the tire is lightest. It's most heavy here, lighter here, so this will be matched up with the. I've seen others just press the tire on. I don't think it's that easy. Let me see how it goes. No. I'm not even using any force on this. Yeah. It slipped right on. Now the inner tube is there, and I can see the valve stem is exactly at the hole. Easy peasy. If I'm sweating, oh no, I love 40 degrees Celsius. Yes, and look at that brand new tire. Putting it on was much easier, the new one, than taking off the old one. Also helps to become a bit confident using the machine. The temperature down here is much better, yes. And I have already prepared this balancing stuff, so I should now be able to give this a gentle spin, and it will settle down with the heaviest point at the bottom, and then I can glue on different kind of this. This is fun for me, you know, but maybe it's a bit boring for you. Perhaps I'll leave it with that this time, and in the next episode I will put everything back on the bike. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Hope to see you again then. And by the way, I think next time will be a really fun episode, because I think that will be their checking off list day. Yeah. Hope to see you back. Why did I do that? No, I need to start all over.